to try to explain 2 or 3 questions. I don't know how we're going to be doing it from here on in. Where's that thing at? I'm going to have to mute that. All right, here it is.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I said I'm going to jump on here for a couple of seconds to try to explain something. I always got something going on. I'm going to try to explain some questions been coming in. I'm not going to be able to do the questions on the regular like we've been doing. I'm going to have, I think later on today, about in a half an hour, we're going to have a Sunday seminary meet and greet, not just the team, everybody that's been coming in, new people that's coming in. Y'all can email me at bereanteach@gmail.com. And if y'all want to get in on that, we're going to be getting the private classes, jumping. Some of them are going to be here, but we got a lot of other stuff going on. I think White and them and Elder Harrison and the other people, they'll explain some of that stuff. They'll explain some of that stuff later on. Do me a favor, type inside the if I'm sounding okay, type down inside the box if I'm sounding and my audio is sounding all right. Somebody's asking me about secret societies and religion and this stuff. I think we're living in a season where a lot of people want to know a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of people want to know a whole bunch of stuff, and you got to know what's beneficial. Thank you, TJ. You got to know what's beneficial for you and what direction you're going in, because in the age of information with this internet and everything, people will be all over the place. People will be out here running amok with this, with this knowledge, and a lot of people are shopping and selling knowledge. There's a lot of misinformation out here, and you got to be careful with that. I just wanted to say that, but we're gonna do some other stuff. Like I said, and we invite some people to come on there. We're gonna be dealing with the Bible basics. Some people need the Bible basics, to get a clear understanding. There's a lot of people, you'll be surprised. Some might even get upset with me. James White said that other slick stuff, and I don't agree with all of it, but I gotta admit, it's some foolishness in the Black church. If the Black folk knew more Bible, it wouldn't be a lot of this foolishness we got going on. We wouldn't have so many different cults teaching so much madness out here. We got a lot of madness. Grace and peace, Elder. We got a lot of madness out here, and people, that might get people offended, but I got to keep it a buck. I got to keep it a buck. We don't, a lot of us don't know a lot of Bible. And in church, we have been moving off of a lot of emotionalism. The prosperity gospel wasn't invented by us, but it took a lot of people in the church for a loop. And a lot of people started running down the road. Just recently, I started noticing there's more and more people, believers, saying, like, I don't deal with none of that TV and that word channel, that Daystar, Paula White, none of them. They wouldn't be able to propagate. They wouldn't be able to be on there preaching all of this nonsense. And so many of us weren't so emotional and running behind money and not understanding the kingdom and principles in the kingdom, so they can pimp us. And they've been doing a lot of pimping. Religion, a lot of people have used religion and people's need, people void, people want to get closer to the Most High and want to understand their spirituality. And a lot of people took that and used that. And that's been a big thing in the hood. Of course, that's going to get people upset, but that's a big thing in the hood. So I'm going to talk about some of that. I'm going to talk about the secret societies, I think, later on. I may touch on some of it now, but we're saying that apologetics, and when we start teaching, we're moving. One thing I could say that my man Moses would often say, that we're moving from that he said, we got to move from believing to knowing. And I partly agree with that. Not in the Gnostic, not in the occult sense. That gives us secret knowledge, but we gotta know where this book comes from. We gotta know how we're believing and why we believe what we believe. The day of the Bible thumper is over. I seen Pastor Jerome, he dropped a video. I think he said the Israelites dropped a video. They were just out there talking. The Bible thumping days are over. There's a lot of people, and people may look at me like I'm wrong, but there's a lot of people I don't even talk to dealing with you read, and yet they're just reading that book, and it's another level. It's another level. People got to know, we got to know where this book is coming from. We got to know where the book is coming from, how we receive the book, how we understand certain things in the book. I seen Divine Prospect. Somebody sent me a link. He was on Sinetta TV, and Sinetta and them asking questions, contradictions in the Bible. He's taking it somewhere else. Sinetta made a basically he's making a whole program, putting people in the hot seat, talking about the Bible and contradictions in the Bible. And then we got our Bible thumpers. They don't know any better. That's how come I often tell people, if you got a doctrine and it only works in the King James Bible, that doctrine ain't no good. I'm black unto the ground. Judah's black because of that verse. No, go read that in some different verses. You got the whole thing twisted. And there's a lot of people that got it twisted, and a lot of people are mishandling the word. But when it comes to secret societies, there's a rise of secret societies. The same nonsense that was going on back in the days, they've taken it and they're remixing it. This is where we got a problem. They're remixing this whole thing and they're giving it back to us and they're shopping it as something new. But like Ecclesiastic said, there's nothing new underneath the sun. So we're going to do some things. We're going to try to see if we can get some believers to step their knowledge game up. Knowledge is good. Knowledge is good. Knowledge is in everything, but knowledge is important. And we're living in a day you just can't be out here just believing because people want to question you on what you believe. Where did you get that from? So we gotta understand some basics. So when we start saying we gotta understand some basics, there's a lot of things that we are going to start teaching that a lot of believers don't know. A lot of people won't fall into the nonsense. A lot of people won't fall into the nonsense if they just knew better. So we can have Bible basics, but like I said, I'm going to deal with the cults. I'm going to deal with the cults and the esoteric. When we start dealing with talking about the New World Order, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the birth of Rosicrucianism in America, because what these people are giving us is a new, and the thing that hurts me is the church is accepting it. That's how can, because somebody quote a Bible don't mean nothing. The church is accepting the new Luciferianism. Disney is giving it to us. Hollywood is giving it to us. And the church is picking it up. Oprah's rocking with it. And a lot of people are doing it. And it's basically Luciferianism, but they want us to love Lucifer. A lot of people argue me, oh, Berean, Lucifer ain't Satan in the Bible. Y'all don't think we done laid in the systematic theology? But a lot of us haven't. So I got to be careful. So we got to get out here. One brother said, I think two brothers said, oh, I don't deal with systematic theology. You crazy. That's how come you can get confused. You need systematic theology. I need to understand what the Bible from Genesis to Revelation says about angels. If I don't understand that, I got a problem. Yeah, lot. I think if Sister E's in here, she can put that Cash App thing up. Or I'll try to put another one in there. We appreciate y'all on that. That could be a problem if you don't understand what Genesis to Revelation say about angels. If not, you'll go running to second, third. You'll be over there with Metatron. You'll be talking some other stuff and not knowing it. There's too many people that's going to church that's talking some other stuff and they don't even know that that's not Bible. They don't even know it's not Bible what they're talking about. So when we start dealing with the Rosicrucians and them people that came over here and certain things that they were attempting to do, we're going to see how people's getting initiated into it, how people's opening themselves up, and how a lot of the stuff comes from the preachers and the teachers inside of the church. They're allowing this, and then outside influences like The Secret and all of that. I don't even have a charger for this thing. I can't get deep into it. They're gonna kill me if I pull up these slides. Let me see if I can pull some of this stuff up. If I pull up some of these slides, they're gonna be like, you went ahead and you let that laptop die, and we supposed to be having this meet and greet and all of this other stuff. And they're gonna be like, listen, this guy, I'm always doing some other stuff. Let me see where I was up to with the slides. Let me see where I was up to. Let me see. And it's interesting. I'm going to talk about, watch these slides coming up. Yes, Sinetta had Divine Prospect on there, and Divine Prospect said that he don't look at inspiration the way other people may look at inspiration. These are things that we have to talk about. If we don't talk about these things, we're gonna be in trouble. Everybody don't believe that the Bible is the pure, inerrant word of God. If you go to gotquestions.com.org, if you go to Got Questions, they'll explain to you there are at least 4 different views on inspiration. How do you view inspiration? We got to understand stuff like that, because like I said, the Luciferians are there to preach that Lucifer is a Christ. Lucifer is the one you need to give you wisdom, and we're moving on another level of wisdom, and that's the esoteric doctrine. Now, is that part of the church? Did Christ teach that? That's where we're gonna have to get into some certain things. And when we start dealing with that and we talk about inspiration in the Bible, did God miss anything? Did the prophets of old miss anything? I'm going to explain what they believe with the third eye and receiving knowledge, and how the Bible is nothing but breadcrumbs, and how other people like us take the Bible as the inspired, infallible word of God. What do you mean, Berean, when you just said 1 John 5 and 7 is problems? The latter part of Mark is problems. Did the prophets miss anything? Did the scribes miss anything coming down? Y'all told me when we was in they had us in prophetic school and all that. When you prophesied, you look at them people and you begin to speak the word of the Lord. That's okay. Sometime, matter of fact, let me turn the screen off right here, because I gotta see some of y'all down here typing. Sometime when you're prophesying, listen to this. Sometime when you're prophesying, you can miss it. You hear me? Underwood, grace and peace, man. You hear me, Yolanda? Sometime when you prophesying, you can miss it. How can we miss it prophesying with the Holy Spirit in our hearts now, and in the Old Testament with the Spirit coming on them and leaving, they didn't miss it? We got to know what we're talking about when we start saying we can prophesy. We start speaking things, and when we speak it, it's the perfect word of the Lord and all of this stuff. Did God miss anything in the Bible? Can you miss stuff in the Bible if you're a prophet, if you're speaking as an apostle, if you're speaking as an authority in the book? All of these things go hand in hand. I'm trying to give it to y'all fast, but all of these things go hand in hand. And we got to know some stuff in this hour right here. These folk ain't playing with us, and we can't play with them. Bart Ehrman is out here. That's what I was going to pull up on the slide. Bart Ehrman is out here, and he's giving information. Grace and peace, Pastor. We got to get you on here, Pastor Majors. We got to get some information out there, because there's a problem. Bart Ehrman's giving them information, and there's other people using it. Now, what Sinetta is doing is corny. Divine Prospect handled him. That's corny, but at the same time, he's pulling out things that other believers didn't know, Jameson. And I don't want them to hear it from Sinetta. So I got to go ahead and I got to break it down. BK Apologists, we got to break the stuff down to people ahead of time before Sinetta and them come. So we got Bart Ehrman out here giving information that's not like SETI. It's not like Ray Hagan. They not talking this retarded stuff about where the bodies. They're on another level. Bart Ehrman is trying to give them information on another level concerning the book that we believe in. How are we going to handle that? And how are we going to explain these things that we see throughout the book? On top of the fact, Luciferians are coming in here through the Jesuit order, through bishops in the church, trying to drag us back under the authority of the Catholic Church. Because for years and years and years, these pastors been Freemasons, a lot of them. A lot of them ain't been believing the book, and they've been preaching and teaching to us. And then they've been living all type of lifestyles in the background, dealing with, there's been a lot of pastors. I'm going to tell y'all, listen, I'm going to get out of here before this laptop dies. There's been a lot of pastors, and these pastors been Gnostics on the low. If you're a Freemason, you are a Gnostic. You are involved in Luciferianism or the esoteric. They don't believe in virgin birth, just like the seminaries. They don't believe Jesus walked on water. They don't believe these things are allegory, and you got to deal with your higher self, and they're bringing you up as a person. They don't believe what y'all believe in the pews, a lot of them. And this is part of the problem, because they're not going to confess it. They're not going to tell you the truth, but they're going to preach another doctrine. They're going to preach another gospel. This is why the Apostle Paul says, be careful, because when I leave from among you all, it's going to come up. This has been the beef. This has been the beef. Among y'all, it's going to come up. So some pastors is coming up, and they ain't writing exact. And they teaching another thing. And because we like personalities, we running around here cheering them on. So of course I'm a little bit mad at that statement Jay White made, but to be honest, there's some nonsense in the church. And if we had people to step up and be like, yo, Pat, that ain't right and exact, where you getting that from in the book? We always chasing the prophecy. So these prophets coming with some new stuff. They coming with some new things. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it's unbiblical, till they take us to a place of Luciferianism. Now we commanding God. Now we commanding angels. Now, Pastor Major, we done left the whole book. We done wilded out and left the whole book and done gotten to pure devil worship, thinking we commanded God. This is what we do. This is what we're doing. And because people don't know any better now, we got to take some people all the way back to the foundation. Grace and peach, country boy. We got to take them all the way back to the foundation, and we got to explain some of these things. So when we say our apologetic got to be on another level, we got to talk, like I said, we got to talk about the secret societies. We got to talk about Gnosticism, because the Gnostic movement is in full swing. You hear me now? The Gnostic movement is in full swing. And even certain things in the Bible, like when we look at Acts, the 8th chapter, and Simon the sorcerer, they brought the whole Gnostic movement, and they were at war with the church from the beginning. And secretly they came in, and they've been in the pulpit teaching a whole bunch of stuff. And we ain't been out here checking it. So now it's out here, and people is blending. It's profane. They're blending the holy with the unholy thing. And now we're doing it, and we in here commanding, and we're saying this and we're saying that, and we all out the book. We don't even know what it is. And there's more and more people that's out here confused. So either you're going to move up to your higher self and deal with what they're dealing with and communing with the spirits. We're going to talk about as above, so below, and what they meant by that, because Christ wasn't teaching that. But when we start saying the Luciferian order that came down, we're going to start talking about that and how they gave that to us. So can you truly be a believer in your heart and be led the wrong way, Sister Yolanda, and be led in the wrong direction from hearing certain tainted teachings? But you go to church, the church is crowded, the choir is jumping, and people loving it, and we running around here, we done accepted a whole nother gospel. We busy worried about the Israelites and keeping the Sabbath, and we done accepted Luciferianism. With the wicked, everything done crept all up in the church, and we busy watching them and talking what they eating. It's a whole nother thing. And I got them slides, but listen, y'all can get in touch with me at that Berean teacher at gmail.com. We're gonna have a meet and greet. We're gonna go in there. I think I'm gonna pull up them slides in there, but I promised them that everything can't really be discussed in general, but we're going to talk about basic stuff. Like I said, I want to talk about that Luciferianism, basically a Bible survey. I want to introduce y'all to some of the teachers they're going to be on, and some of the topics that we're going to be going over. We're going to get some in-depth stuff with salvation, why we believe salvation is only through Christ, why it's not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy. Why do we say that? Why we're different from any other religious belief system. Voodoo, if you want to deal with Hinduism, everybody's working their way up to the creator. The book tells us he's so high we can't get it. He got to come down. And then we're going to show y'all patterns. Him coming down to Adam, him coming down to Noah, him coming down to Abraham. And we're going to explain these things. We're going to explain this stuff. And what Moses said, he was of the priest of the Most High God, Melchizedek. We're gonna talk about all of that stuff. The King of Salem, we're gonna talk about all of that stuff. There's a lot of people that's confused with a lot of what's being taught. And you could say what you want because of the Gnostic movement, because of Bruce when he came with what we call Nag Hammadi, the Gnostic text, Elaine Pagels and them, the Gospel of Thomas, and all of that stuff. When it came on the scene, Blavatsky and them took it and they ran. Carl Jung, that's how come a lot of people we're scared of that psychoanalytical thought, because that can open us up to second heaven thoughts and communing with the beings, which some people would call them higher selves. The Bible calls them straight demons, but they're talking to us and they're talking in a different way. And they love religion. They ain't out there dealing with the drug dealer so much. They love religion. Oh, I'm your grandmother. Talk to me, and all of that other stuff. So we're going to explain how Carl Jung, how the Rosicrucians, how certain people introduced that stuff and made it come to people. And then later on with the psychoanalytical thought, how it crept up in the church, and people just want to analyze their thoughts and divide up the thoughts inside of your mind and all of this other stuff. 8 o'clock. I think we're doing that thing at 8 o'clock. So yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna jump off here right now. We're gonna do that. Y'all hit me in the email at Berean Teach, and we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about some other stuff. But it came in through. You have to say what y'all want. Helen Blavatsky is very important in the occult doctrine. Helen Blavatsky is important in the church. Y'all hear me? Helen Blavatsky is important in the church. A lot of pastors ain't talking about her, but they influenced by her. Carl Jung is important in the church. He influenced a lot of people. Then we'll talk about them German scholars and how rationalism came in through Europe with the secret doctrine. That's how come a lot of people can say, no, it's impossible. How could he heal the sick? He didn't really feed 5,000. They don't believe in a supernaturalism, and they brought certain things on us. And because they don't believe in that, they're giving us something else. And a lot of us have bought into it. All right, y'all. I'll drop that link down in there. Yeah, let me see if I can put that Cash App thing in there too, Sister Ewe. You normally use that other one. Let me see if I can put this thing in here. That one right there, Johnson is the name on that. That's the Cash App right there. You can put something in there if y'all like. We appreciate y'all donations and all of that stuff. Like I said, we're gonna try to open that up. We got different classes that we're gonna be having going on, but it's some stuff that we need to talk about. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have my man Brown. We're gonna be dealing with some of that, and we're gonna have. I got Elder T. I got a couple of people, elders. I got pastors in here that's in the seminary, that's just coming in seminary, out of seminary. Pastor Mark is gonna come on. He's gonna be teaching stuff, but we got a few teachers, and we're gonna use them, and we're gonna be dealing with different things. So I'm urging y'all to jump on. It's going to be heavy. Like I said, me and my man and them, we on a whole nother week down the road somewhere with it. But we're going to give y'all that, and y'all need that esoteric because it's too much of it through the signs and the symbols and the occult and the Star of David. It's just so much stuff. And, and we got to have that. But how do we look at the Bible? What do we mean scriptures inspired? And do we have problems with the text? How do we handle God in light of all of that stuff? Because I told you, Sinetta and them not playing, but they're being fed. And if they continue to read and ask questions, they're going to come in contact with more Bart Ehrmans. And the thing right now is to bang on the Bible. If you bang on the Bible, because a lot of these people, they have a naturalistic religion. They don't know God, but they understand nature, and they say it got to be a God, but they don't commune with him. That's the difference between us and them. They don't commune with him, so they don't have like what Christ told Peter. Flesh and blood has not revealed that to you, but my Father which is in heaven. So we're going to explain all of that stuff. We're going to explain all of that stuff, and secret societies and how they rule religion. That's how come anytime you come into religion, you got to be careful, because it's a lot of misinformation out here. It's a lot of nonsense out here. I called you, left a message. Oh yeah, did you say about the surgery? I don't know. I get so many. I'll check my what you call it. I don't know. My thing going on red. All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here. Let me see before they gonna kill me. All right, we're gonna jump on. We're gonna jump on probably tomorrow night. I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do some other slides. But y'all hit me at BereanTeacher@gmail.com. I'll see y'all later.